All of these.
I don't know what my kids in there listening to.
Yeah.
But I do like the little beat. But I know my son be having some horrible artists with lyrics, man, that I just can't stand behind. So I'm just gonna nod my head till I start this video. And then I'm gonna ask my other son, hey, go close my door.
You don't want to hear nothing?
So this is the lecture at hand.
Hey, you're gonna have to get down. Get down now.
I don't want to put this in the video because I don't want to get no charge.
Stop.
Jayla, I need another cup.
So I'm sitting back drinking a beer.
Another stick and another glove.
And you know, I go through YouTube. My wife over here making some trays and stuff. She's a very talented, gifted young woman. I'm talking about she awesome. She over here making some trays. And she's just doing what I love to watch her do, just being herself. Okay. So I was watching a video, and there's a guy. His name is the Officer Tatum on YouTube. Now, let's talk about the Officer Tatum. He had a review on 846, the special by Dave Chappelle, which wasn't, I mean, they deemed it a comedy special, but it really was just touching up on current events. You know, he barely said a joke. He really was being very serious and pointing out some of the obvious stuff that's happening right now. Now, this guy, the Officer Tatum, was doing this review while wearing a Uncle Tom, wearing an Uncle Tom shirt, right? Okay, so I'm not saying that's a strike, but that's strike one. Hey, stop. Don't, hey, you can get out. You can get out. He was wearing an Uncle Tom shirt. Now, he had also had some kind of I'm gonna say a shout out to the Uncle Tom. Oh, it's great, and you know, whatever. I ain't seen, ain't really nothing I want to watch. It's like watching a remake of Gone with the Wind or something. I don't want to see that. Nobody want to see that crap. But anyway, that's not even the case. So he went on to say, to critique all the stuff that Dave Chappelle was saying and talking about him siding with criminals, and this is a bunch of baloney. Talking about Candace Owens, talking about just a whole bunch of nonsense that didn't make any sense to nobody. But what I did notice that he had a bias, and his bias was particularly pointed to. And I mean, I'm not trying to be racist in a sense, but this is what he basically said, that white people were just great and black people had no problems here. And look at all these followers I have. And then I went through his comments, because this is what he said. At the end, he went and he talked about, if we were oppressed here, why would I have all these followers? He got quite a few followers. I think he got over 600,000 followers. And then I went through the comments. Now,
take a picture of that.
In the comments, I saw a whole bunch of
Mom can't do that.
comments that mentioned BLM, which is Black Lives Matter, and this is all on the against side. And I saw comments that mentioned the left. So where did the term the left come from? The left came from the opposite of the right. Now, why are we talking about the right? Because there's a racist sect called the alt-right that is geared toward white supremacy. So yeah, if you see the word left, they're against the word left. That means they are for the right. So this Officer Tatum guy apparently doesn't do his homework. And he don't understand that he's advocating for the same thing that people are riding in the
Mommy, you
streets
got little hands.
against. So your so-called
Really?
audience or your followers that you are catering to, you're pandering. That's what you're doing. You're pandering. You're pandering for a certain audience so you can keep these followers. Now, mind you, I really don't care about that. It's just that your message is really, you have a real condescending and divisive message. You can say what you want to say to keep your followers intact, but maybe you should just say nothing. Maybe you should say nothing. I really like the concept. Now that's if, like Kanye. I'm gonna tell y'all about Kanye right quick. If he pulling a Kanye, I'm all for it. If this is hey, look, the Officer Tatum, if you looking at this, man, email me or something and tell me, hey, man, I'm pulling a Kanye. Because see, Kanye, I already knew Kanye had everybody fooled. I'm like, man, look at Kanye. He over here going off on Sway. Sway don't know. Sway getting offended. Sway don't get offended, man. Get on board, man. You should have talked to Kanye after the set, and you could have been right there with him. Because I saw it. As soon as Kanye had this rant on Sway, then all of a sudden he was crazy. He loved Republicans. He loved, what's the dude name that's president? He loved him. Trump. He loved Trump. He just did this whole dramatic shift. Like, what the hell happened to Kanye? Everybody talking, man, can't listen to Kanye. I'm like, boy. And this is what you got to go to. I watched G.I. Joe. Do you know G.I. Joe is one of the most significant cartoons or movies? Yeah, I watched the movie. I like watching the movie. Yes, yeah, it is a cartoon, son. You're right. But I watched the movie. And the basis of G.I. Joe, the strength that Cobra has over G.I. Joe is their ability to infiltrate. Woo. Man, it's beautiful. Infiltration is beautiful. And I said, man, Kanye is infiltrating. He finna put this trash mess out. He finna target a certain group because he know, look, Kanye knew that white people, and I'm not, this is not a racist thing. I'm telling y'all, this is just a fact. This is historical fact. White people flock to the culture. They don't really care. They don't really care if they set a trend. They just want to be, those, let me see, well, how can I say it? They want to be those that make that trend popular. Oh, Kanye put out a clothing line. And mind you, black people don't wear, well, some people, I seen some wear the shoes, but I ain't never seen nobody walking around in potato sacks he called clothes. I have seen people in the Yeezys. Man, you see people in the Yeezys, right? But have you seen anybody in Kanye clothes? No.
I don't really hear people talking about it like that. Like,
right.
Like,
so
let's go get this Kanye West outfit. No, never.
So, Officer Tatum, if you are on some Kanye infiltration stuff, my dude, that's what's up. But I know you're not. You wanna know why? Because you started talking about the Jesus and the look. I mean, you are so out of touch with what's going on at this day and age in America. And if you're an officer, I really feel sorry for you. If you are truly an officer, I really feel sorry for anybody that you come across with. Because let me tell you about cops that think like you. Back in the day, I'm gonna say it was 2009. I was living in a condo in North Dallas, and an officer came by because it was a noise complaint. And when he came, you know, I was telling him, oh no, it ain't no issue. We just had the music out. We turned it down or whatever. But he kept coming at me. Like, he just kept on coming, like treat me like I just like beat up some women out in the parking lot or something. He was just steady coming and questioning me. And then I was like, so, I just went back at him. So seeing what kind of officer he was when he actually left from my apartment, I felt some type of way, and I felt real weird about it, the situation. So what I did was I left and I walked across the street. Now, the stuff that you just advocated for in your video, Officer Tatum, I wasn't even on that kind of stuff, but this is what happened. The stuff that you were advocating for in your video, you were saying that, oh, Philando Castile was under some kind of drug, and George Floyd was under some kind of drug and all this stuff. But those drugs don't warrant an assassination.
Right.
So basically, when that cop went to his car and found that I had a warrant for a traffic ticket, if he would have came back and killed me because I was a criminal, because I didn't pay a traffic fine, you would have said it was okay for him to do so. And the cop, guess what he did? I left because I knew that he had some bullshit on his mind. The noise complaint had already been covered, sir. But because we had differences, you think you can go to your squad car, run my name, and come back to my house. And there's no reason, you had no justification to even come back. And you came back. I should have told my homeboy, but I didn't, because I just didn't feel right about staying a second longer. And I left and I went across the street and I saw your car. I don't know if I know you ain't watched this, but sir, I saw your car. I saw your squad car pull back up, and I stayed at Walgreens and I watched my apartment, my condo, until you left. And when you left, I went back and I said, and he said, say man, dude came back over here. And I said, dude, that's why I left, because I knew that mother, exactly, I used those words, was coming back. But you, the Officer Tatum, any criminal act, and really, I really, you can't really take a person to jail for being under the influence of drugs unless some kind of conduct is because of, because I know people that are under influence of oxycodone. People ain't taking them to jail.
Well, he was driving. He was driving. Floyd was driving.
No, I'm saying. No, they got Floyd. No.
No, for
Philando Castile was not driving. But no, Floyd wasn't either. No,
he was driving.
But they got Floyd because of fraud.
No.
They were called on
he was driving.
No, listen to me. But they called, no, but I'm saying the call was because of it was a fraud complaint that he was cashing a check. So some had to do with fraud. Oh no, he had like some counterfeit money or something. That's what it was. Like he had some fake money, but the money wasn't even the money wasn't counterfeit. So that's why they were called to the scene. And Officer Tatum, I really pray to the criminals wherever you're some kind of officer at that they don't run across.
I swear they finna watch porn.
They got doing a video.
Hey, chill, bro. I don't know what Officer Tatum is. I really don't. But I'm serious that I hope that anybody that's black, because he really wasn't talking about no white criminals. The only thing he said was, he didn't mention any of the white criminals, white people that were unarmed white people that were killed. That's not what this is about. Like 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Can you show me the 8 minutes and 46 seconds of a white guy getting choked out to death by a cop? That's all I'm asking you, Officer Tatum. I need you to be a little more empathetic. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to point out other rights versus other wrongs. I don't really know your angle. I'm just trying to figure out. I think you're just really catering to a certain group so you can keep your YouTube money coming in. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I do this stuff for fun, man. I ain't expecting a YouTube penny, but if it come, I tell you, I am gonna spend it. But that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to figure out why a guy like you would honestly praise having a racist group backing you. because you're really on the wrong side of morality.
Oh.
You really sacrificing your ethics for the sake of having someone follow you. And you being an advocate for Christianity and Jesus. Shouldn't you be like leading people to the promised land instead of vilifying people? Like, you're literally on YouTube judging people based on a religion that tells you not to judge. The Officer Tatum, you're lost, my brother. And I ain't saying as my brother as in a fellow black person, as in a person, period. My brother, like, what are you doing? Like, you really think you helping people out, but you're putting a bigger stain on this bull crap. And somebody need to wipe you off with a disinfectant wipe because you on here on some COVID-19 shit. For real. So look, don't worry about 846. 846 wasn't funny at all. It wasn't meant to be funny. It was powerful. And it's called using your platform to touch on issues. Because what you also failed to point out was that black people ain't the only one marching and protesting. There are white people who are sick of this shit too. So the Officer Tatum, get your head out of your ass, man. Go to church and pray and do all the other stuff, but don't cater to a known racist sect of society. The alt-right is the epitome of white supremacy, and I'm gonna have to ask you to get it together, my brother. Banneker out.